yet. All right, so welcome dragons, welcome goddesses. I'm talking to you and to all of the other ones. We're having a beautiful rosemary that was in a ceremony recently here cleansing us. We've also had some Palo Santo. And our altar today is dragon oriented. I don't have a lot of dragons, but I have this beautiful dragon gifted to me by an incredible woman. I have to look up. I need to get her back on the show. She made it as a gift. It is organite, so it has a beautiful energy, and it's filled with all kinds of copper and other beautiful items that are embedded in there. Okay, and we have all of these beings. We have a lot of masculine, feminine balance because it was Beltane yesterday. And we have also the energies that are bringing us through to a clear communication with the dragon realm. So we have communication stones, and Kuan Yin is holding a communication turquoise stone. We have this because, it's just glass, but dragons love shiny things. They love gold. They love gems, and everything that was written about them was always about how they're greedy and all this. And that's a human thing projected onto another species inappropriately. So they did explain to us in an earlier channeling, if I remember quite correctly, something about we love gold because of the frequency of gold. If you sleep in it, if you're around it, it's the gold ray, it's the gold sun, it's a healing energy. And so we have that for there. We have a lot of love here and a lot of wings. And we have both our Kali, who's the goddess with all the knives that cuts away everything when you're not ready to. Thank you, Kali. A little scary, but very needed sometimes. And then we have the goddess of love, and we have Isis, and we have Kuan Yin. So tons of love and compassion here. All of this energy is here specifically to create a sacred space for us. Hi, Sylvia. Sunshine, leafy green, primrose, wildflowers blooming. Beltane, how beautiful. Summer is here. Hi, Marnie. Yes, it is so wonderful to have this sacred sanctuary. So I've spent the morning doing sessions with clients, and there's a synchronicity, a pattern that unfolds. My life goes like this, that I go through a class or a retreat or whatever it is, and I see the pattern around me and others as well as within me. So of course it's the dragon year, and I've been asking, I had a whole dragon course all kind of rolled up early in the year before the year began. And they just kept saying, wait. First of all, the dragon energy didn't really start until late February. Second of all, energies have a ramping up energy. So we were feeling the dragon energy, but we were still in the rabbit, and then we became into the dragon year, and suddenly things began to move forward very fast. So in case you hadn't noticed, eclipses and equinoxes and everything else, one of my clients said today, I just am so overwhelmed because I feel like I have a breakthrough and I'm living this way, and then suddenly something else comes up, and then the next thing comes up, and then the next thing comes up, and it's just like nonstop. And I was given this beautiful vision and this image. I was like, yeah, you're right. Everything is evolving very fast, and it's going to keep speeding up. We've been speeding up for a long time, but in our lives, which is extremely unique to anyone who's lived in a body on this planet, whether it was a cat, a tree, a frog, or a person, is that we've never had a time of evolution that's been allowed to move so quickly. So we're seeing evolution, extinction happening very fast in nature, in us, the volcanoes, everything is the same energy. The dragons are big energy. They're magic energy. They came this year as the green, as in color, and the wood dragon. However, what is green wood? It's new wood, right? It's the new growth. It's not the seed and it's not the sprout. And it already has roots and it's already taken a good foundation. And it could be the green wood growing off of an old trunk that's solid and well rooted and knows its environment and has created an optimal environment within which to prosper. So the dragon year is magic. What do we mean by magic? We'll talk about that for a moment as they come. They're gathering more and more right now. Thank you. Thank you. And I've been doing magic for hours. I've been looking at different people and into their, what we say we are and we want and where we are and what's kind of running things subconsciously and patterns and the things we're walking. There's no way for you not to be evolving. So don't worry, you're not doing it wrong. You're doing whatever it is. And the more you let go of, I want that, and why isn't this way, or try to go to the past, these are all attachments that keep you from flowing and being in the moment, flowing and being in the moment. It is not an easy state to be in. It's a master state. Why? Because you're fully in your body like a cat. This is cat medicine, okay? Cats fully in their body, enjoying every minute of it, licking. Oh, it's so great. Catnip. Oh, yeah. Oh, treats. Pet me, pet me. They're not afraid to ask for what they want. They get themselves fulfilled. They enjoy the hell out of every second. And then they're like, done. They either don't want you to pet them, or they want to go be alone, or they want to go to sleep. And then they leave their body and they're detached completely. This is the embodiment of the quality of detachment. This is a spiritual power. When you're able to detach part of you from your consciousness of your limitations, your consciousness of your patterns that you don't want anymore, your fear, or your body, or your pain, or your lack of money, or your whatever, right? Or your craving for something. These are states of enslavement. Dragons do not do enslavement. Very interesting. Thank you. So the dragons are starting to come through. If you're not familiar with me, namaste, Anana Akasha here, Akasha. And I've spent 38 years, I think, consciously following a spiritual path, learning, going, having a lot of experiences. And the reason is that things were falling apart in my life and pain happened, and I wanted to look for a different alternative because I didn't know what to do. That's the state we live in perpetually now. Back then, things moved very slowly. So we have moved up several layers of consciousness on the Mayan pyramid, and we're at the top. We're at the unity. What does that mean? That means this is reunion or reuniting or unity or unifying with your true self, with your purpose or your mission, with the powers that you have, with your other lives that you have, with magic. Magic has been forbidden on this planet. Magic, intuition, healing, naturally speaking directly to spirit, to trees, to animals, to source, to God, to clouds, to the moon, whatever, became something that was persecuted and hunted by those who conquered. And there was a religious aspect to it, and there was a political aspect to it, and we've all lived that paradigm. So now we are moving out of that paradigm. Those truths cannot hold anymore. Truths are being revealed to the world and within you moment by moment. The dragons are big, they're strong, they're fast. In the Chinese, which is the energy we're talking about, the Chinese zodiac or horoscope, it's masculine energy. Next year will be feminine energy. The last year was feminine energy. It was rabbit. Every year is different. It was water rabbit. So there's a different element. There's a different animal that embody certain qualities, certain essences, certain wisdoms, certain helpful energies, certain energies that make it difficult for something. So when we look at the energy of where we are, and we come further into the moment, the stronger your intuition becomes. And then you go through what one of my clients this morning, and everybody goes through, by the way, and you may go through it again, even if you've been through it before. So don't get all on top of yourself and don't judge yourself or anyone else, because it's a low, low state of consciousness. You're not going to solve any problems there. You don't want to make any decisions there. Unplug, accept, unplug, accept. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Become the master of your state, your energy, your mind. This is magic. Magic is being able to do alchemy, to realize you can change your state. You could accept what is and immediately stop being completely consumed by it or sucked down to a lower state. You can begin to do a practice or a word or a mantra or a chanting or a song or a meditation or burn some herbs or pick up a particular crystal. These have been things that have been demonized, that have been accused of being evil and bad, and then someone else made a paradigm of what's bad, and dragons got sucked into that, and people who spoke to spirits were locked up in crazy places, while these people over here are following an entirely rewritten philosophy by people who heard spirits. The hypocrisy is everywhere, and now it is easy to see it. You want to now realize you're in a yang year, you're in a masculine year. So I finally got a clear message from the dragon realms. I'm not sure I talk to them every day, but they're coming in a lot compared to normal. They're coming in for other people. They're coming in for classes. They're coming in for some of the live streams. So what we're going to do on these is every time it feels like, or it might be once a week or something, we're going to get together and we're going to talk to the dragon realms. I have dragon cards. I have oracle cards, and I am a clear channel, and I am connected to the Akasha. And my purpose, my mission, is to become a more and more clear channel, to see the patterns, to go through the shit, to come out, to understand how to alchemize shit in your life. How do you alchemize someone betraying you? How do you alchemize a fear that's given you so much anxiety that you don't speak up? So I think everyone can relate to this list of things, which was one of the things I was working on today with someone. Fear of being seen, fear of speaking up, fear of using your voice, fear of making money, and a belief that you're never enough, there's never enough, that you're not worthy. And these encompass what I've seen and what I have lived and embodied for a long time, most of my life, really. I need to kind of look at that balance now, because I'm 60. So about half of my life, I've been doing at least some conscious work towards this. Why? Well, you're going to go through death, and death has this. It has stages. And one stage is denial. And denial can be where you get stuck, and this is like hell. If you have a greenwood dragon, a big, magical, masculine dragon, sacred masculine energy is designed to build and protect. Build and protect. To sacred masculine energy and sacred feminine energy are brought separately as streams of conscious energy and light into this realm. And because you've chosen and designed your soul, encoded your light body, come into the body, and now your consciousness is operating from this perspective, you must connect to your higher self. You must connect to your other guides. You must be able to communicate. You're waking up to it. You need to understand it. You need to control it. You need to interpret it. You need to listen to it. You need to have an inner authority conversation going on, because there's too much going on outside of you. And when you have an inner conversation going on and you get tuned into what you truly want, what you truly love, what you are ready to become, and what you are no longer, the greenwood dragon will build a structure for you, will protect you as you move into something new. Here's the request. this dragon energy, and this is why we're going to show up. I don't know what anyone is going to say. I've spent years in mystery schools studying with shamans, 14, 16 years, I think, in the goddess traditions, ritual planning, and many, many others. I'm a vibrational frequency healing expert way before anybody was really talking much about radionics and Rife and other forms of frequency healing, flower essence practitioner, a homeopathic doctor. But look at the underlying thing. Every one of these things is vibrational medicine. Every one of the things I was drawn to was frequency. So if you look at it from science, I've studied a fair amount of science too. I started out actually in physical therapy and dissected a human cadaver my first semester at college. Then I switched to design and went down the route of design and art history and became a fashion designer and so on. Very interesting flip. However, the embodiment of the healer and the embodiment of the teacher and the embodiment of the spiritual path of going through the journey, like a hero goes through the journey. And then you look at the hero's journey. Why? To show you that there's always a magical mentor. There's always a god or goddess bringing you a special sword, a special code, a special power, secret helpers. Okay. There's always a result where the hero may come back and have another challenge. And I remember reading, Perseus and Hercules and just thinking, Lord, will it never end? It seemed like they went and did this impossible task, but then there was another one. And then there was another one. And then there was another one. It was like, this isn't fair. Fair is a stupid concept. Not that we shouldn't have equality, but fair is a subjective thing. Do you want your spirit to grow? The dragon says, I'll build you as big a castle as you want. You have to bring new energy, new ideas, new perceptions. You have to show up as a new person inside of this growth that's possible. And the opportunities are going to show up if they're not already. The opportunities within yourself, the opportunities around you. However, if you're lost inside of yourself, fear or worry, you're still looking at the old thing, but what if that happens? If you still keep doing it in an old way, that's what the dragon is going to not be friendly with. Every energy can harm and heal. So this dragon energy is big and strong and wants to build stuff. What if it builds you a prison? What if all you think about is, oh, my problems, my fears, I'll never get out of this. I'll never make money again. I'm no good. I failed. That person had it. I'm overwhelmed. And you don't start to learn to listen to yourself, to know thyself. You must know thyself in order to transform thyself, in order to become what you designed yourself to become, in order to make more money, in order to have a more loving relationship. You can't have peace in the world if you don't have peace in here. It's the first step. Declare peace within, and now something can start to flow. It's movement of something, thought, action, word, learning, opening doors for communication. So the dragon wants to warn you that if you want to go on this journey with us, there is a power here that will enter your life, that is already in your life. You're here to accept a deeper level of a message that what's here for you is probably beyond what you can imagine or believe you deserve. Fair enough. I definitely relate to that. The opportunities that are behind things that you can't see, or that you can only see this much of, and you don't say, well, it's not my total thing, perfect thing, and I probably shouldn't do it until I see the total new thing. You need to take a step, and then you need to take a step. And every step you take, the dragon will build the next moment according to you, according to what you are emitting, what you are thinking, what you are believing. You don't need to be perfect yet. You need to be aware. Becoming conscious of who you are, what you're saying to yourself, how you're framing things, how you react to what happens. Do you think this was another thing that came up that's just so common and profound, is like, oh, I feel like I'm starting to make progress. I'm feeling good. I'm doing my spiritual practice every day. I'm flowing through the day. I'm not getting triggered too much. I'm not getting angry, whatever your particular thing is, right? And then you have a few minutes, a few hours, a few days of things going well. And you're like, wow, it's still going well. Wow, look at that. And then boom, something happens. All right. Something happens that brings you down physically, mentally, emotionally. You might get hurt. You might hurt yourself. You may, miss an appointment. I don't know what. So what the key is that is not interrupting your path. That is a part of your path. You cannot fuck your path up. You cannot go boom. Oh, now I'm off my path. No. What happened is there's probably something you're not paying attention to. And so you're going to get tripped or stopped or slowed down or redirected because you're charging ahead again, for most of us, right? In the old way. The dragon is going to come up against you and say, that's not the new. I want new and I want creative. I want new and I want creative. Green wood. Wood builds. Wood can burn down. All right. Wood is breathing, living Gaia. Wood is full of tree spirits. I want you to realize that all life is full of life. All life is conscious. All life is from source. All life is just like you. You happen to be in a particular person. You're a particular soul. You have a particular mission. It has nothing to do with anyone else, not even other people. I saw a life in a session where this person was human, but clearly something else was in there. And it turned out to be elven, like elves. And strange looking to normal people, but not so weird you'd be like, throw them in the fire. You'd just be like, you're weird, and made fun of. And smaller, very small bones, petite bones, very flat face, not a lot of depth in the features, very broad. Okay. A luminous quality to the skin, a luminosity to the inner essence, a particular skills, elven skills, I guess, an ability to be that and to be in a human body in a conscious way, like this person was, ended up being persecuted, hurt, abused, shamed, publicly humiliated. And all these things have happened to us, and we have done these things to others. So just accept that all of that in some form is a part of you. And then the dragon can build something new, not, oh, woe is me. I can't get out of this. I hate where I am, but I'm not willing to do anything else. Here's what you have to wake up to, and where the dragon can be very, very powerful for you, is that if you're in a state of depression or a low state where you can't see the way out, you feel overwhelmed, depressed, you feel burdened, you feel hopeless, you feel frustrated, you feel like a victim, you just can't seem to very long get out of that state. And you wish you could, but you can't. It's because you're in a low state. There's not a lot of energy available to you there. So if you harness your own powers, your powers of consciousness, your powers of soul, your powers of your infinite self, and you call on whatever you relate to, your higher self, your body elemental, your guardian angels, your guardian dragons, your herbs, your flowers, your fairies, your goddesses, whatever form, colors, that feels comforting, feels real to you, to bring the energy and the light to help guide you out, because there's the rub. You can't see the way out, and you don't have the energy because it takes force. The lower you are, the more force it takes. The dragon has plenty of force. The dragon can burn it away. The dragon can pick you up and fly out through it. The dragon is big, or it's strong. It's magic. Magic can bend the laws of physics because it's using spiritual truth. It's using sacred symbols and sacred words and sacred understandings of sacred geometry and how reality is built. So magic, new and creative, big, big, big. There's no way for you to avoid it. You're going to go through this year one way or another. If you feel weak and frustrated and about it, just know that that energy's here and it's going to keep coming stronger and stronger. And it's going to, if you aren't willing to take a step towards your truth and say, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, but I am ready and willing. I am ready and willing. I am ready and willing. I am open and receptive. I am open and receptive. I am open and receptive. You don't have to believe it. Keep saying it. Keep writing it. Sit with it. What does it mean? Oh, when I say I'm ready and willing, I close up and go, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I don't know where it's coming from and I can't get it off my back. You can ask for the entities to go. The dragon energy can fix and heal anything. Okay. So I don't know what all this is. Why are you putting all of this up here? Okay. Miserable. Wow. I am going to lovingly give you all my love and not accept the misery into this space and reality because you are welcome and you are also cleansed as you enter this space. So the first dragons we're going to talk to is going to be the garden dragons. It's a field guide written by Arwen Lynch. These are adorable. I do not use them very often. When I do, I usually leave the one that comes forward on my altar for a while, or one of my many altars, to allow the energy to come. So oracle cards are for your communication. They're to give your higher self or whomever, our dragon realms, which we've asked to be a part of today, is to speak to us, okay? And it gives them a path to speak. There's plenty of paths that you can speak to. So as we enter the sacred space in reverence and presence and love, we ask and allow the dragon realms, Wayaninin, Mother, I'm here. I am here with an open heart and an open mind, allowing the perception of misery, pain, of the past deciding the future, of lack, of not enoughness, of fear of voice, therefore not hearing or sharing, of fear of hearing and being seen and seeing and being heard. Thank you for opening this sacred temple to us and calling us. We enter this sacred space and ask for our light bodies to be activated to optimal speed for each of us at this time. You can breathe in, give this command into your field. Let it pulse and expand in 360 degrees. Clear and cleansed. You don't need to be attached to anything at all, much less anything that feels overwhelming. You can let yourself start to rise up through it, out of it. Draw yourself into the moment. We ask for clarity, love. We ask for the optimal of our soul to open the heart to a new level of communication with these divine realms of the dragon, the dragons of our history, the dragons of our future potential, the dragons in all ethers, realms, times, and spaces. We enter the dragon spirit medicine temple. We ask to commune, to connect, to increase our abilities to understand, interpret, to listen, to follow our own inner guidance. And we ask now that Delphine, daughter of Gaia, guardian of Delphi, sacred Kundalini of Gaia, come forward now, connect to my navel. This brings you into the temple of the dragons of the divine realms of light. The gold realms are here today with us. These are the Atlantean realms, the dragons of the Atlantean. Now, the Atlantean times existed and exist as all things existed and exist. And the wisdom that they carried here was working with the natural world to create energy spheres, domes of light that kept consciousness clear and high over the entire continent. This was achieved through working with the dragons of nature, the dragons of the plants, the dragons of the crystals, the dragon energy. We call forth the Atlantean golden dragon energy from the garden dragons. We call forth the dragon, the guide, the healer, and the messenger that is optimal for us and for the planet at this moment, at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the asparagus dragon. Absolutely gorgeous. The body, the tail, even the horns and the wings look like asparagus. Beautiful little green. Some beautiful white flowers with berries. A snail standing on a rock. And the key word for the asparagus dragon is consistent. Consistent. So I'll share this with you. And you can connect to this beautiful spirit. Look into her eyes. So the snail and the flowers all are part of the energy and the medicine of this beautiful guardian. So we're going to put her over here. And I am curious what an asparagus dragon is all about. The asparagus dragon reminds you to find your best time to work. Your best time to work. This is very important because unfortunately most people are forced into a schedule for everyone else. And it's best to work, quote unquote, when you're in flow, all right? So you don't have to be fast at what you do, but you should try to be consistent. I'd let go of try and just say, allow yourself to be consistent. Stand up tall so you can see what needs to be done. It's a good time to create a to-do list so you can stay on track. Once you've determined your most productive part of the day, you should make plans to be at your desk or your place of work during that time. Tackling your priorities will bring you satisfaction. Each thing you check off the list is a win. So I have just a few things I'm going to decode with you, my darling asparagus dragon. So I want to say, don't tackle anything. And I like the idea of standing up to see what needs to be done. Stand up, know yourself, stand above yourself, rise to a higher state of consciousness, look around and say, oh, where am I? Oh, okay, I could use a snow shovel right now. I could use this right now. Oh, this would be helpful and beneficial right now. And I like the idea of honoring yourself with when is my best time for this and giving yourself time. Now, also what came to me was that once you've determined the optimal part of the day, make plans to be Now, they say be at your desk and they're focusing on work. That's fine. I want you to also apply it to yourself, to your spiritual growth. Make plans to meet yourself, your spiritual self, and do your spiritual work minimum 30 minutes a day, consistently. And I believe this is really the bigger part of the energy there. Okay, good. So let's see. I want to do one more here. This is the Dragon Path. And these cards are not typically, I like artwork and I would like more complex artwork. These do not have very much meaning in the artwork. However, I love the cards. I love the messages. I've been working with the Platinum Dragon from this for a while now, since I pulled it for some call we did, and working with the chakras every single day. Every single day, that Platinum Dragon is with me now. It's very interesting. Hadn't worked with the dragon in that way before. So bring your heart and lay it down in front of you in this gold temple. And then open it like it has a wrapping, like it has a ribbon, like it's a present. Lay it down in front of you as if you're sitting on a blanket. Open it up. What is being revealed is coming from this beautiful dragon, Orbron. I don't know Orbron. There's a full moon and lightning. There's a lot of red energy. And the number is X1V, which I believe is 14, but it's in the Roman numerals. And I'll look what this is, energy of this is. Here we go. Reconnect to your physical body and get out of your head. Reconnect to your physical body and get out of your head. If Orbron has turned up today, it's to reassure you that you can achieve what is required. You may have to dig deep within yourself and maybe do this for the long haul, but you can and you will succeed. This striking red dragon's connection is firmly grounded and in effect connects to your base chakra. Therefore, he relates to everything that makes up your physical life and everything you create yourself. Nothing in this world you call home is insurmountable. Nothing is too big to deal with, he says. Get your feet back on the ground and anchor yourself into your physical reality. Having your head in the clouds will not give you the answers you desire or require. Connect to your base chakra, reconnect to your physical body, get out of your head and into your body, release your ever tumbling and swirling thoughts. When you're more grounded in this way, you will be better placed to deal with the matters that are demanding your attention. You will then be able to handle them fully and with ease. Freeing you. Key phrase here is freeing you to move forward. Your time is best spent tackling whatever is demanding your time. Again, I don't say tackle. Deal with it totally, and then you will be in a position to move forward. I would say accept it right now and then find the next step. Orbron is a tough-talking dragon. He tells you what you need to hear. He's a great ally to get the job done and deal with whatever is in the here and now. Seek the path of least resistance. The more you tussle with a problem, the tighter the noose becomes, eventually strangling the solution. That was brilliant wisdom. Brilliant wisdom right there at the end. Thank you, Oberon. We'll put Oberon over here, and we're going to pull one more card before we dive in and let the dragons speak to us and through us. Greetings, Arietta. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the Dragon Fae. Okay, so the Dragon Fae is a combination of dragons and fairies. So these also, similar to the garden dragons, are a realm of a mixture of trees or fairies or goddesses, or different energies of nature mixed with dragon energies. So I really found it to be a lot of fun, that it was that the garden dragons was seeing, and pretty soon I went, oh, there's guardian dragons I'd already tuned into, but there's also like a diva, a nature spirit of the tree or whatever. There's also a dragon spirit or essence of that nature or that elemental. So when we go, we're going to go deep, so get comfortable. And we're going to go from a place of feeling whatever you're feeling. So you just accept whatever you're feeling. And now you're going to go, okay, I'm going to drop into the moment. I'm going to accept what it is. You're going to stop grasping. You're going to stop trying to get something, to trying to solve something, trying to change something, trying to judge someone, trying to label yourself, trying to label what happened to you, trying to do any of that, okay? The dragons live in a magical realm. If you really want the power to work for you, they're showing me that you have to loosen up your head, your mind, and actually give it space so that it can start to move in a different pattern, in a different frequency. Okay, so let's focus on the dragon fae. Let me show you the dragon fae. Here we go. And it's by Lucy Cavendish. I also have her fairy one. Okay, and so what we want to do now is allow for these fairy realms, for these nature realms, for these dragon realms to come in, and you can have your questions, hold them within you, okay? Hold them within you. This is a different kind of experience. The dragons want you to hold your power, to keep your question inside of you, because you have the answer. Your answer is first a step into a different perception, and moving into the dragon realms, moving into the fae realms. This is a definite place to requirement, going to need to drink something, to see differently, to perceive differently, to let go of all these how-tos, and listen to the energy, listen to your own inner voice. The dragon will build it. You must fill it and enter it. Whatever you enter, whatever step you take, the dragon's going to build something for you. Do you like what it's building? Do you like the energy that it's building with? We enter the sacred space and ask to enter the third and final circle of this sacred dragon temple that we are creating by meeting between the worlds, inside of the infinity healing chamber, with wrapped inside the all-seeing eye, surrounded by the Akashic Ascension Sphere, the flower of life. We enter infinity and call on the dragons, call on the fae. We call on the nature spirits and Gaia. We call on Delphine and the Kundalini dragon. We call on the goddess energies and the dragon energies that are coming together to show us the masculine and the feminine in their sacred forms, to meet again, to entwine again, to become a crystalline being, creating, 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 recreating, creating. I'm cutting the cards 3 times, they've asked. 1, 2, 3. All right, the guardians. Got this once. Last month I said fly high. So these are beautiful. This beautiful fairy. She's sitting on the dragon. You see his beautiful face here. And she's sitting on it. And this is the guardians, says fly high. So you can see by the dragonflies around That's a symbol that you're flying through the illusion. You're flying high above the illusion. You're flying out of the perception of lack. And this dragon spirit, being a guardian, is enormous. And you can sit here. What happens when you sit here? You have the view, this perspective of the dragon. You have the support of the dragon energies. The guardians, the guardians. So let me see if I can look and see if there's any other relevant information for that one. The number is 40 if you're into numbers or if that means anything to you. And 40 being 4 plus 0 is a 4 as well. And the 0 does have a meaning, very special meaning. So you want to look at both. For wonderful outcomes, all decisions must be made in the spirit of trust and adventure. So if you came with a question, that's your answer. All decisions must be made in the spirit of trust and adventure. The very spirit you've displayed in asking us to assist you. In order for you to understand which direction you must now travel in, you must gain a higher perspective. It does not mean to try and be better in any way higher than anyone else, but to fly as an eagle or one of the dragon fae would, high above the situation, so you can see its ramifications, its lessons, its impacts, its wisdoms, its knowledge spreading out through time and space. This way you will know which direction to take next. Ask the dragon fae to send you visions and messages from this higher perspective, so we can assist you to make the decision, always understanding that while you may see much from this perspective, you will never know all. We will fly you high above the crossroads, and from this point you will see your choices in their splendor and diversity. These are magical helpers, guardians. They lift you up and assist you in seeing. They are kin and will walk or fly the road with you until you're ready to take the steps yourself. You are indeed at a crossroads, but you are under their care. And your haven is within your heart. Your sanctuary is within your soul. Be ready to become a being who travels and explores, who is about to embark upon an adventure to unknown lands, both inner and outer. This could mean, in a divinatory way, travel, change of address, change of circumstances. Be prepared to carry what you feel is yours forth into a new place that is calling you in the world, a new time, a shedding of your sacred place or skin, a return to an ancient home, a calling to a future self, and an answer. Help from powerful companions when it comes to relocating friendships and faraway places. Astral traveling to lands that are sometimes known as fantasy realms, but which are in fact dimensional realities you have access to now. Ask the dragon fae to carry you safely there and back. Promotions, recognition, increase in attention in your career. These are all potential divinatory meanings from the guardians here that say fly high, or more accurately, here's a dragon right here, by the way. I knew I had another dragon. Thank you, Genevieve. Is that you have assistance. We have assistance to help us fly high and get that 5D perspective, which is non-judgmental. So working with the guardians, making plans to move forward, packing up and letting go of the old, reducing the amount of material possessions that no longer speak to you, become the wanderer, the traveler for a time of exile. Well, there's a couple of you here. I know this is almost like the perfect answer. It's almost crazy, the perfect answer here. You're becoming the wanderer, the traveler for a time of exile where you may be unsure of where your home lies. Know that this is the time of the being who migrates and takes flight and who has many lives and homes in this one span of time where you are in your present earth body, which, by the way, is a sacred tool. Use it to fly above what you can see from the ground, gain a higher perspective and viewpoint. Think of the dragon fae flying high above, and you will fly further than you have dreamt of. Consider the element of air more often. Wow, that was a wow. Yes, I'm laughing because there's some of you here that I know you're here. I don't know if you're here unless you say hi. And there's some of you other clients that I know that was a bit of a wow. And of course, there's always meaning for it for me. Okay, good. All right, my loves. So what we're going to be, hi, Lisa. Hi, Joanna. I love your hair. Oh, hi, Symphony. Wow, how fun. Symphony, 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 Symphony. All right. So we are enjoying the dragons. And what I'm going to do now is channel whatever they want to do or say. And we are going to go into looking at some of the images. Remember that you take in vibration through the eyes. And when you take in something like this is a dragon that made by my beautiful Christopher, and this is Delphine. This is from my oracle card of Sacred Feminine Guides, and Delphine was the dragon serpent made as the daughter of Gaia to live underneath Delphi, which is the navel of Gaia. That means it's the birthplace, it's the umbilical cord to Gaia, to primordial creator energy. And she was asked to be the Kundalini basically in the earth. They're protecting it. And then there's a whole big long story in Greek mythology of how the masculine Apollo came and killed her, built the temple and so on, and took over the oracle. So she was there to protect the oracle, which is you and I who are directly beginning to access the energy of Gaia, the life force, the truth, to awaken our own inner connections, right? So now, tomorrow, please join me. We're going to enter the mists of Avalon and go into the other world with the Lady of the Lake and some other. So these are the dates of my upcoming retreat. And tomorrow I will be sharing the place to go to reserve your spot. There's only 12 spots. So it's really important, both for a lot of different reasons, to answer that call. It is a sacred goddess, dragon, spiritual calling, really. Okay. So now this is basically what we're doing right now. Da, da, da. Thank you. So I'm going to share a few more images with you that Chris has made. This was one of the first ones that he made way back about a year ago or something when I first did a dragon conference and channeled the dragon, and I've done that a few times now, and it's been very fun. The other day I was on a private call where I was asked to come in to connect us to the dragon realms as to start the whole 2-3 hour event, and it was really beautiful to think about how far I've personally come, how far we've come in the last year, going through last year, then into the dragon year. It's very different when you're looking at the dragon year from a different place and then when you're in it. Okay, so this is the Kundalini Dragon Empress, and she's another one of the oracle cards. You can see the dragon and the peace that she has and the awareness. And this is about your original soul blueprint in your Genesis crystal, in your sacral at the base of your spine. It's where your original soul blueprint is. And so when we say awakening your Kundalini, it really means balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you and the pathway up through the chakras. So bringing yourself back into balance, clearing your toxins energetically, realigning yourself every day, all these different things, mastering your emotions, rising above the situation, becoming a true person who walks in two worlds, you rising of your personal power. And this is what's happening this year. It's another part of the big dragon energy. There she is. Hello, sweetheart. So then, and I have some more of these, but these are the ones I'm going to share with you today. The spiritual guidance sometimes is visions, and sometimes it's a big long thing, and sometimes it's just words that keep repeating themselves. And so what I kept hearing for a month or two was goddess and dragon, goddess and dragon, goddess and dragon. And goddess and dragon, I was like, well, what goddess and dragon, what? And they're just like goddess and dragon. So finally I just told Chris, make some goddess and dragon. And I have some other ones that are phenomenal, and they have so much power that we're going to work with them at a different time. But these are some of the images that came through. And what I was seeing is that these were two sides. These were our Ida and Pingala, our two meridians that live in our sacred crystal in our sacral. And then when they get activated, they move their way up. These are meridians that run up and down, sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies. They feed your body, they make it possible to manifest in the world and keep alive. And they're weaving like this energy is meant to, but they're also spiraling like DNA. So this is the awakening of our crystalline DNA. This is the awakening of our Kundalini. The dragon energy is coming for that. So these were some of the first energies that they weren't spiraling, but they were coming like this interaction. And with the dragon representing the yang energy, the sacred masculine, which holds, protects, builds, and the goddess representing the sacred feminine energy that then comes and fills that building. The sacred masculine is meant to hold that safe space so that the feminine can come in and express, can become, can create, okay, can give birth, and can die and can rebirth, and so on. So I love the energies of the softness of the protective masculine behind her while she's sort of moving energies and conjuring energies. So we're just going to bring this in. This is full of light and information that each of you can interpret in a different way. Might be speaking directly into your DNA or into your spine or into a particular code in your cells or in your chakras. In any area of you, you have multiple levels of awareness. The sacred feminine might be touching you very beautifully. You might be awakening to being that creator. You might be remembering that now, with Beltane, the sacred union, the sacred marriage of the sacred masculine and feminine coming together to create this beautiful, luscious life, and to allow that sacred masculine to manifest within your own light field, within your own DNA, within your own self, so that you feel safe and trust yourself, that you move forward on this path, not knowing, but trusting. So at any moment, if you feel like closing your eyes because the energies are really speaking to you, or you want to tune in more deeply to the sensations you're feeling, this is a sacred space where your intuitive feelings are going to be activated and they're being communicated with. So take a moment to relax, close your eyes, turn off the stimuli, breathe in the energies, and go within and watch, sense, feel, listen. So now I've shifted. If you have your eyes closed, if and when you feel like opening them, can tune into this next sacred feminine and sacred masculine coming together to speak to you. And here they are more interwoven. She's within that energy. Now the sacred masculine is winding up through her, especially through the heart, through the throat, and through the third eye. Look how that stream of divine magic, good, green, dragon energy. Feel it now as you look at it. Feel it doing this to you. Become her. Step into this. Breathe it out of the picture around you. Become one with it. What does it feel like to be within this divine serpent, dragon energy? What is the new growth energy moving through your throat? What can it free from you? How can you receive this and free your creativity? Speak it and let it rise up through your mind, your eye, and out. Let your dragon lead you. Bring these energies to you and then lead you forward with your vision. Goddess and dragon co-creating as one. This beautiful new image rising from the bottom. They've merged, they parallel each other. They move up as she becomes manifest in her body. Their hair, their lines of intuitive connection are connected. They're looking together out. She's creating with her hands. The goddess and the dragon have found harmony. They're beginning to manifest into the world from within you. Embody this, be this, feel this green essence of new growth, of prosperity, of vitality, of life force. Feel the perfect balance of the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang. Become as goddess and dragon, sacred feminine, sacred masculine, blends together, and you become and embody these light codes, these energies, this flow within you. Feel and see, what is it to be inside? Enter the dragon, enter the goddess. Be the connector. Bring your unique powers and medicine. Step in here. Become one. Now the dragon has become a luminous portal, opening an eye, a time, a spiral through space and time. Together you stand, you see through the universe, you see past and through, you see the colors, the potential, the patterns, the beauty. You watch. The dragon is here to protect and guide. The dragon is here to build your dreams. Enter the goddess. Look up. See the portals and powers above you and around you. Embody the luminous stars, the infinite possibilities. This is who you are. Don't waste any more time. Become and be, flow. Never let anything go to waste. You are in every moment. You never worry again. There are no regrets when you are here. Know that we are together. We walk this path this year. There is no way to escape it. However, I must build. And if you do not give me something new to build, if you do not open your creative powers and become the goddess, the birther, you must become the one that chooses, nurtures, and allows what you are here to create to come to fruition, to birth it into the world. Is it a live birth? Is it a still birth? Is it a stunted growth? Is it wrapped inside of mystery? Is it burdened with old patterns? We are the freers of the slaves. Dragons have been chained, but it isn't true that we stay there. There's nothing that can chain us because we are transmutational beings of light and of color and of fire. We own the elemental world within our very cells. Our scales have special skills, special senses. They sense, you sense. We give you our senses now. However, we don't think that you will trust them because they are very, very magical. They are like tiny discs all over you. Perhaps you could see them all over your skin, but they really hover above that. They move through your aura. They're little discs and they have power like a battery, but they have wisdom like a library, and they have answers and keys, and there's a time and a place, and they have a sound and a frequency, and they have different ways. You have the keys. These are yours as we walk together. And when you allow me, when you remember, the sacred masculine is here once again. Not just that you must have it within you, and you must, but that you also then see that around you. You reflect that into your world. That there is nothing that we would steal. There is nothing that we would hoard. There is nothing that we would ask for you to not share of yourself, except for the deepest treasure that you do not know you hold. You see us as hoarders, as violent. We are strong, yes. We can be big. We can be soft. We can be ethereal, because the magic means we are not stopped by time or space or limitations. We are not stuck in other people's worlds. So when you know that you are receiving and you are projecting, and these small discs are moving through you, call to us, because you do not want to ask anymore for the life, for the relationship, for the perception of your reality. The illusion is dying hard. And what we do is fly you up high, like the guardians said, give you a new perspective. We embody the life force that you've held within you and used so much energy to hold back that now you can free it. You know, though, if you free it, you'll be seen or heard, and you will have to hear yourself and you will have to listen to yourself. And then you will remember your sacred vow that said, I will honor myself, because your promise to your soul was not that you wouldn't fail, or not that you would make a lot of money, or not that you would have one marriage and not 10. There is nothing in those things that are judged by spirit. You are the one that chose the next step for your soul, and you are the one that is here in this moment, very ready, very prepared, very on the verge. And the problem is you maybe know, but aren't willing, or you don't trust, or you don't want to rock the boat, or you can't see past your current limits. Whatever the field is that you think you see, we raise you up. You can see through our eyes. You can see through our heart. Your guardian dragons are always here. Right now, your consistency in devoting time to your spiritual self is what is being asked. To be consistent, to listen, and then to come in, be the goddess, be the dragon, be in your own crystalline self. Know what that is, don't know what that is. Think what might be fun. Dance in a field of flowers, skip through the stars, sit on the moon, scatter flowers everywhere you go, dance with the fairies, whatever it is. If you could free your joy and your delight, if you could free your imagination, you would never be without us. These little discs that float in your field, they don't just receive, they send. And your reality has certain places that you I don't think that's right, but I'm going to say it. You are blind to. I would say you're blocked from seeing. I guess it's the same, but they're right there. It's not like you're blind to them. You can't see them. You have a choice pattern. So the power I want to offer you today is the power that we showed you. Feel and call on the goddess, the sacred feminine of your truth and your divine purpose. Receive the love of that truth. You don't need to know or do anything. Don't get caught in your mind. Receive, receive. Then invite in your dragon, your sacred masculine. Let them meet in your sacral. Curl together up inside of a snug, beautiful egg. Entwine like a Sri Yantra or a yin yang or a Hunab Ku or some sacred symbol like a Triskele of the Celtics, and become one with these aspects. Your ability to see the consistency, regardless of results, to take that step every day. You can call it faith. We prefer to call it building. If you're willing to build every day, we're here to build it with you. If you don't want to build that day, you can release us. and we can deconstruct what we've built. We could build without you. We could take a vacation from building, but not for long. Accept this dragon energy, accept this goddess energy, accept that you are becoming alive with your life force, whether you like it or not. This is the time of the great union, the sacred marriage within you. The above and the below become one. You become the light. You walk the path. You manifest the reality. You feed it to the Akasha. The magic realms come to support you. And now, without anything else except this beautiful moment we've had together, can you take a step forward and trust that these powers are within you, that you do not have to be different, you do not have to be more deserving, you do not have to know how to see or sense energy any better, you do not have to have more money, you do not have to have the perfect life or body. The dragon fae come again and ask to leave us with one more message. This is the new moon fae, 17 or 8, the infinity from above and below. This is about scrying your soul. This is what's happening in this image here, and this is what is happening in this card. There's a beautiful dragon woman with wings, and also wings on her head and ears, and behind her a moon. And the soul scrying means looking into your soul, gazing as if you would gaze into water to see an answer. Now that you've been here, you are like this. You and the dragon energy are merging as one. Now bring yourself into this beautiful new moon phase. So we're moving towards the new moon. We are about halfway there. So a dragon goddess, a moon goddess, and a fae or fairy being. You can see the different aspects. And where the wings are is where freedom is. Her wings on her head form almost like enormous ears. So her powers is to help you hear more. Embody the beauty that you are in any form by truly looking into your soul, and two will become one. The seven will complete, the one will step forward, and you'll become the 8, the infinite spiral. Thank you. Beautiful card. Absolutely exquisite. Never saw it before. Very pleased. All right. So we give great thanks to this beautiful gathering and to these energies. I loved how somebody said nice blue scales. I never saw it that way. Saw it more like leopards, and then I noticed, this part here is like scale. Could be snake, could be alligator, could be dragon. So there you go. It was an intuitive pull, and I never wear it in reality. I never wear it in my day-to-day life. I wear it only for camera because I live on the beach. Thank you to the Dragon Fae. Thank you to the Dragon Gardens, Garden Dragons. Thank you for our beautiful dragon path, which was here, Oberon. Beautiful, beautiful red fire dragon. And to the guardians who said that they will raise us higher and higher and higher. Now, there was a lot of magic, a lot of revealing there. It may not make sense to you. So one of the things about working with the dragon realm or the magic realm, which we're going to do on a regular basis now, is to realize it's magic. So it speaks in different things. What I was seeing was your auric field, this field right here around your body, about this far out. And it looked kind of, like my new phone case. Ooh, la 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 la, like this, okay? And in it, that's so funny. My, yeah. And then these little discs that look like those batteries that are flat, round, disc-like batteries that go in certain things. I don't know what they're called. And they were floating in that kind of a field of sparkling energy. And they were facing directly flat face towards you and the other one out. And they were like receiver discs, and they were also sending. And the number that you send out compared to the number that you're receiving, the kind of energy you're sending out and the kind of energy that you're receiving, there's a lot of energy coming to you. You don't receive it all. You don't notice it all. You don't believe it's there. You don't look for it. You don't tell yourself to be aware of it. You don't raise your frequency to be able to connect to it, right? So all the energy work we do, all the magic work we do, all the light body work that we do, all this talking to the realm of dragons, I'm interested to go back and hear what they said, but putting these pieces together, in what way are they speaking to you? What they showed us was a really beautiful way of the goddess and the dragon, the two, the masculine and the feminine, the kundalini, doing this, coming together, and us embodying the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, and being more in whichever one. For me right now, the sacred feminine, and trusting that that sacred masculine is there, and that can show up as the sacred masculine, and that will be there. And the dragon energy and power gives me a great deal of confidence in this, because I read energies, and because it's the most important thing you can do is learn to read the energies, learn to hear your inner voice, learn to work with these different realms and these different fae and these different aspects of yourself. Whatever way that you're receiving or perceiving this is perfect. Okay, you're never off your path. If you feel like you fell down and it interrupted your path, and now you're frustrated that you're off your path, you're not. You took a choice that took you in a certain way. It may feel like it's off path, but it's where you are right now. So whether you could have made another choice, of course, every moment you can make a different choice. It's the path you're on. And so you accept it, sooner you move forward with it. These discs were where you emit what you believe about yourself and reality. So we talked in the beginning about being seen, voice, and speaking up, and receiving money, worthiness, and feeling never enough, or that there's not enough. These being something I worked on with a client, and what most people have an aspect to. Well, anything could be healed, revealed, shifted during this. This is a very deep, magical place that we've just been. And we're going to ask that the circle be open, yet unbroken. This is from the goddess traditions. This is from the traditions of the pagan and the nature people. And what I love about it, I still use about it, is that you're honoring a circle that you've created in time and space. And this is going into the Akashic records now. That means anybody who is attuned to this will find it. It will start speaking to them, whether they actually go watch my show or not. Energetically, the Akashic records is a field where you can tune into anything, and anyone else can. So every time you do something where you heal yourself, you love yourself, you react with a kind mind, you take a step towards your truth, you honor yourself and keep putting your spirit, consistently putting your spiritual time for yourself, consistently, Asparagus Dragon says, right, forward. And the snail, I love that, because we see the snail as slow. But snails are uber magical, man. Oh my God, I was so in love with snails as a kid. I used to play with them, pick them up. I'd talk to them. They'd pull themselves into one piece of gob, and then they can push out and create, become something. They're shapeshifters. They embody that to me. So they have a lot of magic in their realm. So when you use this magic now, you're going to become more aware that you have all this potential receivers and potential, uh, I don't know what it's called, broadcasters, okay? And the receptors and the broadcasters, the senses. You're creating your reality 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Don't get upset by it. Take a moment, go to the bottom of the pool around frustration, anger, or blame towards yourself. Why? And then come back up and start getting to work on saying, okay, well, no, that's not the reality I'm here to create at all. And it's what I did, it's what I was, and now it's time to step into the next step. I am the one who chooses every single moment, and this powerful energy will enhance you having the opportunity to feel that sacred masculine again, which I think most of us feel has been missing, right, sweetie? Like we were talking about yesterday, I kept getting emotional all night, and I pulled out the Fantasia 2000, and I watched that goddess one 3 times, and I watched the whale one once, and I was just crying the whole time, crying and holding Chris's hand and sitting there knowing that our choices to live the way that we do, moment to moment, as best as possible, is making the biggest impact on healing the planet. I want a planet of love and light. I want a planet of acceptance and harmony. I don't expect everyone to be the same. I don't want them to be. I want everyone to do as ye will, as ye harm none. Don't harm anybody. That means you don't blame them, you don't judge them, you don't try to change them, you don't go to war against them, you don't kill them. And the fact that our leaders today are embodying some of the worst qualities that we've manifested on the planet, which is out of desperation. Anytime you feel like you're desperate and it gives you permission to do extreme things, take your power back and ask the dragons to do something with that commitment, with that will, with that burst of power, because that's sacred masculine energy that's ready. But doing something where you, right, we're lashing out and connecting into a story that's blaming is giving power away. And the dragon energy wants us to become our own power so that it can support us. And most of all, because it's a yang dragon year, I personally relate to it as the goddess, as the creator, as the channel for the divine feminine. And the more I can become that, the clearer I become, the more I listen in every moment, the more I remember my tools. You know, I recently got out my flower essences. Wow, they're so worn out because I use them and use them and use them and use them. You can see the corners are all worn out for years. I've been a healer for a very long time, and it made essences for people and frequency medicine and sent to healing of all kinds, done hands-on work and everything in between. And what we have now available to us to work with these realms in a way that's so palpable, that so many of us can feel and hear them, that it becomes stronger every day. Every day that you take time to listen, to allow these different realms to support you. I have, from a call we did, I don't know, recently, I think, this rose quartz and this turquoise that I know I was holding for some reason in something we were doing. And I do stuff here, I do stuff downstairs, I have different tools. These are so beautiful for our connection of love and clarity through communication. So the gifts the dragons have given us today is to be consistent with our spiritual time for ourselves and use that, dedicate to our spiritual work, to new moon fay, to scry your own soul, okay, to look at yourself. To know thyself is to look deeply at yourself. And Oberon was, wow, pretty powerful. Excuse me, I really have to get a sip here. If there is, I wanted to look up what this is called here. These are called Earth Walk dragons that he's from. the category, and it's the X1V14, but it's specifically done in that number. And this was about connecting to your physical body. And nothing is insurmountable. Get your feet on your ground, anchor your base chakra. That's what it was a lot about. And release your ever tumbling and swirling thoughts. Very strong, lightning, full moon, base chakra energies. Lightning is formed in volcanoes. I saw another picture of that recently. I'm absolutely blown away by that concept. So the volcano within us is erupting. Namaste. A planet of light and love, so aligned to that. Love you. Thanks for sharing. You're so welcome, Brittany. I love you. I love you. Oh, thank you for telling me I'm a gift in your life. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. Yes, Lisa, I guess I need to ask what reality I want to create now the past is behind me. And you don't even have to add that last part. Every moment is, what reality do I want to create? I have a choice in this moment how to think, how to act, how to react, how to respond, what to think something means, how to give up, what emotional state to be in. You can be in physical pain, and there's really no way that they can stop the physical pain all the way. Okay, that's one reality. But now you're mastering the ability to live in more than one state. And you can be in bliss because that pain is healing you or purging you. You know, if you've ever done any ayahuasca ceremonies or any other Native American or shamanic or these mystery school things, thank God I didn't have to swim through darkness and alligators underwater the way that they had to in the Egyptian schools in the past. However, you are put through these tests. You are put through these intensity things. This is what life is now. Oh, thank you. These sacred gatherings are such truth aligning, remarkable gifts. Love you, Goddess. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we're going to go dabble with some of the energies that I've been playing with in Avalon, in the ancient realms of the goddess and the druids and the lady of the lake and the holy chalice and the wells. And it was Beltane yesterday. So if you're familiar with Beltane, please go and enjoy the Beltane celebration we had here. It's below. You can subscribe. You can find it on the channel as well. And you can go look up, like in Glastonbury, which is where we're going to be in October for the retreat. Is it was too crowded for my taste, but they had huge Beltane celebrations, so everybody can dress up and everybody can freely be themselves and express whatever it is that they feel, that connection to the divine. And it was about letting the fire burn away, right, the past, and starting anew. So going through the fire, we had a beautiful time. Now we're still in that beautiful energy. So tomorrow we'll go into the mists, and the mists are really interesting to start to look at the different meanings of a mist. So the Mists of Avalon, if you've read the book or you've watched the show or you understand the concept, is the idea that there's more than one reality happening. And if you realize every life you've lived is all like coexisting, that means if you're standing, like when I went to Greece last year, I was standing somewhere where I stopped and tuned into the moment. And then I saw myself when I was 9 over here. I saw myself when I was 24 or something, 25 with my ex-husband right there. I saw myself. And because I had been in this life at that one place many times, this is a multidimensional level of that. So the idea of the mists is what's been keeping us from knowing ourselves completely, seeing and trusting. The mists are, many traditions have that idea of things will appear or things will part, or the truth will unravel in many traditions. So parting the mists of Avalon has to be done through the goddess, has to be done by the great goddess, has to be done by the priestess of Avalon, has to be done by the lady of the lake. Many different lady of lakes. It's an embodiment of sacred feminine energies. So what does that mean in the long run? You're the lady of the lake. So I'll see you tomorrow for more fun, and Merlin will be there too if you're like me and you're a Merlin fan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We allow this circle to be open yet unbroken, and a clear path to each of those to find this beautiful space we've shared, this beautiful wisdom, this healing. And that may we return to this each time that it is optimal for our soul. And may each person on their path find their way here and become one again with our rainbow tribe. Crystalline spiraling. Thank you, Goddess and Dragon, for embodying the sacred feminine and masculine and coming back again to show us what on earth that looks like. I honor all that I am, from body to mind to spirit. I honor all that I have been, and I honor all that I am here to become. And so it is. In la Quechalakin, you are another me, I am another you. We are one. You may want to hold your belly or your navel. You may want to send some light there, put some crystals on there, maybe some love quartz. And as you enter back into your day and your life, if you have the luxury of a little bit of time, stay here. Just close your eyes to be here. See what else comes through. Notice where you're feeling. Watch, look, and review, almost like you're the teacher reviewing. What happened? How did I feel? Oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, that was cool. Where did I feel that? When you notice it, you acknowledge it, you anchor it. When you acknowledge it and notice it and feel it, you can re-access it more easily. This is the moment when the most clarity is there, and you can always sit with it, write what comes up, or ask for more clarity, or simply float in these magical realms. So feel free to watch the replay. It will be here right on YouTube immediately. And you can move forward to some of the images of the goddess and dragon and then freeze it and just focus in and become that energy, embody it, and begin to feel this life force. You are light. You are love. You are the energy of the infinite. And then it goes through you. And this is where you get to add your own creative flavor to the reality that you're here to create. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. I love snails too, Symphony, right? Yay for today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at those, all those beautiful stars.